Hello, welcome to another one of these daily video diaries, and greetings from a very wet, rainy London. We've had 10 days of really amazing weather, and today we were planning to go down to Stockwell and Brixton and have a wander around and explore some of the kind of cultural history of the area, but it got postponed because of the weather. I guess on the plus side, it's nice for my teachers to be able to experience a little bit of really stereotypical British weather, after the pleasant surprise of 10 days of lovely sunshine. So this morning I was working on the Teaching Lexically class, and we were really looking at what we do as teachers to help our students listen better, and really more specifically what we do to help them hear better. And we talked quite a lot about the problems students often have decoding the stream of speech, and things that teachers can do to really help students focus on the kind of phonetic aspects of the language a bit more, the phonological aspects of the language a bit more. We talked about how you can use pre-listening tasks as a way of pre-teaching some of the language that's going to come up in the listenings. The importance of sort of starting your planning for a listening lesson by really looking in detail at the language that's going to be included in the sort of audio script that the students are going to hear. We then looked at different kinds of gist tasks and more detailed tasks. And we talked quite a lot about ways in which you can use those tasks to really hone in on particular bits of language that you can then sort of bring out of the listening. We talked a lot about the importance of language development for listening development. And, there was some debate about whether or not it's useful to try to teach, whatever that might mean in this context, things like metacognitive skills. Our own feeling is that it's not really possible to teach skills themselves independent of particular texts. The best you can hope to do is to give students the opportunity to practice particular skills in the context of a particular text. Finally, we looked at ways of exploiting language that appears in the texts, in the listening texts, and how and when and why you might want to do that. We had a detailed discussion about whether or not it's sensible to try to get students to productively practice everything that you end up writing on the board, or every bit of language that you end up focusing on during those kinds of lessons. My own feeling is you can't, and it's impossible. And the desire to constantly force students to produce things that you've presented is sort of counterproductive sometimes, and that sometimes you just have to accept that, you can take the students to water, but you can't force them to drink. So that was our morning on the Teaching Lexically course, which will be running again in 2018. If you're interested in doing it. Tomorrow I'm back with the Advanced Language and Culture group, and I'll make another video then with some of them talking about what we've been looking at. Okay, thank you very much for watching and for your interest in Lexical Lab.